I did too. I did both the K-pop ones this year. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
No hip-hop.
My name's Mark. I dance here at the Underdog studio, and I am a test engineer in the photonics industry, is what I'm going.
What's that?
That is like working with optical cameras. Right now I'm working in an X-ray development company, so we make the panel that goes into like the ICU, roll it around and blast people with X-rays.
Cool, so expensive tech.
Expensive tech, yeah. I guess long time ago, my mom is a professional choreographer, dance studio owner, when she was, I guess, around my age, maybe a bit younger. And I took classes from her when I was about yay tall up until it started to be like, oh, I don't know if I want to dance. Like jumping back into kind of adult years. In university, I did the orientation week at UW. And something that we do is teach the kids a dance every year. It's a good way to break the ice and make all the 1,000 people feel real awkward and then not, because you get past that initial kind of like feeling of like, do I want to, I don't know, I'm doing some weird motion, I've never done this before. Skip forward to about 2 years ago at one of my best friend's weddings. She was another leader with me every year that we did it. And we relearned a bunch of them all the years that we had done it, and we danced like crazy at her wedding. A lot of people were like, why is the bride and 3 random people doing highly choreographed work and not the groom? It kind of reminded me how much fun it was, and something I feel like I didn't even realize I was missing, was kind of being part of that community, even though it was only once a year for that time. So I started looking around and found, I was specifically looking for K-pop because I knew I liked the style of music, and I know that there's like a lot of work that goes into those choreographies, and I think Underdog was probably the first one that popped up, and since then it's just fit.
So you like K-pop better than hip-hop?
I feel more confident in K-pop. To be honest, I've only done one hip-hop class, I think. At the beginner level, and I don't feel quite as like flowy with it, and I know like that's the biggest push in hip hop, right? Is you got to be like loose, moving around and whatnot. I feel with K-pop, more the hard cuts and the power, kind of similar to like some of the heels that I've started taking too. It's really about like sharp lines and a lot of body control, and I feel like hip hop makes me kind of have to give up some of that in ways, and haven't quite got comfortable with that style yet. Yeah, advice. I was trying to think about what kind of advice I'd give myself if I was starting over. I mean, I managed to show up. I think if there's anything about dance that interests you, that, you know, all of the like, why would I do that? How would I do that? What's gonna happen? Just try to like push that to the side. I know it's hard to do, but like just show up. I think I sat on my couch for a half an hour before my first class, just going, okay, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna try something new. It's always scary to try something new, but it's a great place to meet new people, to learn more about yourself, about what you like, about how your body works, the kinds of things you like to do for fun. And it's definitely at the studio, it's one of the most welcoming groups of people I've ever met during any kind of like inside of workplaces or outside. Like I don't think I've ever had like 4 or 5 people introduce themselves the moment I walked into somewhere before, like I did at Underdog. Favorite dance memory? I think it has to be Showcase. I'm sure that that's a lot of people's answer, but it's honestly true. Like I was trying to think of the last time I was ever on a stage anywhere or presenting something that wasn't a PowerPoint to someone, and I'm pretty sure it was my like university graduation when I got my diploma. I've just never been in a situation where I'm like putting myself on display somewhere, but the feeling of walking out for the first performance is shrouded in darkness and everyone's kind of quiet and going, okay, how's it gonna go? And then suddenly, oh, we're walking off now, okay. And trying to remember like that feeling of just like completely being in the moment, and kind of just, we practice this for months, just do it. And not even having to think about what's going on, not really thinking about like, oh, there's a few hundred people out there and there's filming happening and all this, you know, all that stuff didn't even come up. It was just excitement and fun and camaraderie with the teams that I danced with. And yeah, I think that has to be my highlight. One of the biggest things that's happened to me outside the studio after kind of starting to take classes, I have been probably the best shape I've ever been in my life. I was never really like a sports guy in school or after school, and a lot of my hobbies were more sit on the couch or sit in a chair somewhere. So getting out of the house, being a lot more active, and especially as I've started to take more and more classes every week, I've noticed that like stamina's a lot better. Like I don't feel quite as sluggish in general. Some days like I feel kind of the opposite of that if I go a little too hard from the days before, but it's been kind of a surprise. I've never been able to stick to an exercise routine before for more than like a handful of months at a time, and it's been almost 2 years now that I've been regular, and I have noticed that. I wasn't really expecting it to be that big of an impact like on my health, but it definitely has been. I think outside of that, I have 4 or 5x the number of friends I would say I have since I joined Underdog. You know, after university, and especially when the lockdowns happened, like my kind of friend group shrunk quite severely. I think that happened to a lot of people, especially as folks take different jobs and move out of the city without having somewhere to go to meet new people, and being someone that is generally fairly shy, and I have sometimes a hard time putting myself out there. I only had maybe like 3 or 4 really close friends and maybe like 10-ish friends in town. I have like, I'd say almost everyone at the studio I could consider a friend. And I've made some really, really good friends here, which is honestly something I was really hoping to get out of joining the studio, and it definitely has happened. Before Underdog, definitely a lot more reserved. I think like the group of people that I've like become closer with at the studio are definitely a lot more extroverted than any friends that I really had before, at least more consistently. So just getting out of the house, like even whether it's just to come dance 4 or 5 times a week, or going out for dinners, karaoke nights, board game nights, vacation to the Dominican. I definitely feel like I'm a lot more social now, and it's something that I never really thought I would get again, especially after university. Like it felt like I kind of missed that window, but yeah, the studio has definitely like opened up a new chapter in being able to meet a lot of new people with a lot of different viewpoints and different ideas about what fun is, to get to try out a lot more activities just in general. And I think I'm a lot, I mean, I was content before, but I think I'm a lot happier now. Having a much larger social chunk in my life has been really good.